By judging others, we blind ourselves to our own evil and to the grace which others are just as entitled to as we are. By Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Do you judge people? Are you judgmental? How do you feel when people judge you? Do most people you know seem judgmental? Why do we even judge others? Why are we being judged by others? How do we know we are being judgmental? Is judging always bad? We cannot live without judging. Anyone who tells you they don't judge people is a liar. To think is to judge. To think is to know what is good and what is bad. If we live without judging, we are going to end up in big trouble. But before you condemn me, let me remind you that the word judge has many definitions. To judge means to form an opinion about something. Please show me someone who does not judge, who does not form an opinion about something, and I will reveal to you that that person is already dead. We all do it. To think is to have an opinion. In order to live well, we need to have better opinions, better judgment. The reason we get ourselves in trouble sometimes is because we don't judge well. I'm sure you know many people who, if they had thought better, if they had judged better, they wouldn't be in the trouble that they are today. To judge means to give a verdict. That's the other definition of judge, or to condemn. How can you give a just verdict when often we don't know all the facts? How can you judge, condemn, when very often we do the same thing, or even worse? How can we condemn others when we never walk in their shoes? Who are we to condemn? Only God can condemn. We should never condemn others, especially when we're not willing to condemn ourselves. As Dietrich Bonhoeffer said so well, by judging others, we blind ourselves to our own evil. That is so true. Sometimes we are so busy condemning others that we don't have time to realize that very often we are doing worse. We condemn others to appease our conscience. We judge others so that we don't have to come to the realization that we should judge ourselves. First, we are so focused on the faults of others that we are blind to ours. As a matter of fact, judging, condemning is a coping mechanism that helps us to keep doing the evil that we are doing, while judging others for the same thing, or at times while others are doing a lesser evil than we are. As he said so well, judging others blind us to the grace which others are entitled to as we are. Evil should never be justified because it's bad, period. But how can you justify yours, but you can't justify what the other person is doing? When we do something bad, condemning ourselves won't make us do something good. It is important to realize that what I did is bad and to accept the grace from God that can help me to do better. When we condemn others, we lose them. When we condemn others, we don't allow them the same opportunity that we allow ourselves. When we condemn others, we decide to play God. But I got news, breaking news for you. You are not God. And I'm so happy you're not. Thank God you're not, as a matter of fact. We should extend grace towards others, not condemn them. We should point them toward a gracious God that is more than willing to not condemn us if we decide to stop doing the bad thing that we're doing. It is a fact of life that we cannot live without judging. To think is to judge, but we can live without condemning, especially when we are doing the same or worse. Let us not blind ourselves by condemning, but on the contrary, let us be gracious towards others and direct them to a God that is more than willing to be gracious toward us all if we decide to stop doing the bad thing that we do. Thank you for listening. Please feel free to share and subscribe. Thank you. Let us not condemn. Let's be gracious or direct people toward a gracious God. Thank you.